TB Sports 27, Shaquille O'Neal, his legacy mode here with college basketball, trying to bounce back from what was a not so good game the other day, blown out in incredible fashion by the Bearcats of Sam Houston State. And we're going to give this another whirl here. Back home, fourth home game here. And coming up after this game is going to be the big game. That I think is going to be our first road game, guaranteed, is going on the road and taking on Alabama. The Alabama Crimson Tide of the SEC. There you see the rosters on both sides. And, oh yeah, finally win a tip-off. Here we go. Golden Eagles, Southern Miss, Shaquille O'Neal, head coach, and the Savannah State Tigers going at it. As Shaq looking to put the bad taste out of his mouth, called some coaches' meetings. We looked at some recruiting, and it's not a good start. Not a good start for the Golden Eagles, as that one missed by Savannah State. But Alabama game coming up next time on TB Sports here. Fanning, we've kind of learned, is our three-point shooter. That one he missed there. So a sluggish and slow start here in this ball game, without a doubt. Wakoski, no, that one missed. Rebounded by Styles. Bonnie, what you got? What's Shaq saying?
Well, just before the game, I talked to the head coach of the Golden Eagles, and he talked about winning the rebounding battle. He said that's how we've been able to control games.
Winning the rebounding, Shaq. We were great in rebounds in the last game. Let me just check real quick, because last time we played this, they reset all of our rules. Okay, it's still the same. Oh, man. I can't believe that happened. Off camera, and you guys can check out on Patreon or on Twitch if you joined us what we did off camera. But we kind of looked and see, like, all the stuff they reset on us. I'm going to have to check next time we load this up if they reset on us again. Man, Fanning. Terrible, terrible.
Catches it outright. Johnston bounces it to the left block.
Carlson, Stowers, Wakoski. No. 2-0. I should hit up SK Money, tell him the Alabama game is coming up next.
The tough shot.
Nice.
It was drained by Styles. That's just a great effort to hit that shot, even with the defender all over it. Onyekwe inbounds the ball, and it's a 4-point.
Hey, we got a shutout though for as rough as this has been.
Skips it to the left wing.
Of course, if you guys remember as well, and maybe Roll Tide remembers, we have a Savannah State Tigers football series that we did at one point in time on our old YouTube channel that you guys can check out. I'm not sure if that one's up on Patreon yet, but be on the lookout. I think that might be coming up next after we get all the old Troy episodes up there. But we did a year. We brought Jim Tressel, and we brought some alums like Shannon Sharp to come in and coach the team. And we did a year with Savannah State. We were going to do more, but we didn't end up getting to it. But we did a year with Savannah State, and I was just kind of fascinated with Savannah State as they get their first points on the board, because they were one of the worst Division I football teams I think I'd ever seen. And I actually work with somebody that went to Savannah State, so we kind of talk about that too. Where now the program, since they've dropped down to Division II, like they're doing much better. But they had a run there. If you look at some of the scores, when Savannah State would come up and try to play Oklahoma State, Miami, Middle Tennessee, it was like 60-point blowouts. Like the game against Oklahoma State, 84. They played FSU, so some of the worst games you'll see. And I went to, while I was still living in Alabama, I went to Troy University. I went to a Troy and Savannah State game. Troy played Savannah State one year, and I went to that game. I wasn't a student anymore at the time, but I was living in Montgomery. And I traveled back to Troy, which was like an hour. It wasn't that big to travel. But I went to that game because I wanted to see Savannah State so bad. I was like, I want to see this team in person. I got to see Savannah State, and I got to see it. So, again, I'm happy that they're doing better since they've dropped down to D2. They've definitely had much more successful football seasons, but I was just fascinated by how awful they were. And we did a year of the Savannah State Tigers, and you can check out that series from our old YouTube channel from, gosh, how long ago was this now? A long, long time ago. You can check that out as we're going to get that uploaded. Sign up at any level you like. All the classic stuff and all the bonus stuff that you guys want. You can sign up at any level at the TV Sports Clubhouse at Patreon and get that bonus content. If you guys want to see the Twitch stream replays, you'll want to sign up at the next level up at the Super Fan level. And then, of course, we got Mega Fan and Ultra Fan. Mega Fan, that's going to give you access to the private Discord server. That's going to give you access to being able to come in and request streams. If you guys want to see something, you can say, hey, I want to see this on the stream. We'll throw it up every month. We put up a thread and say, what do you guys want to see here on TV Sports? And you guys put your requests in. You'll also get all the Twitch replays and the bonus content. And then, of course, our Ultra Fan level lets you request a stream once a month where you will be the lone shout-out. You get your name right on screen, and you get your name on the YouTube video as well. We're having a much better game here against the Savannah State Tigers than we were having against Sam Houston State. So I'll take Savannah State all day. But Alabama game, that's going to be an interesting one. That is going to be interesting for sure. So check it out. It helps support the channel for sure. It helps keeps it viable and helps keeps this channel alive. And it allows us to interact with our mega fans, you know. You get a lot of fans out there. We got, you know, hundreds and hundreds of subscribers and followers between Twitch and YouTube, and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Butler, nicely done. I want to see Butler used. We had a three-point guy in the mix. I didn't even know that. 15-7. Golden Eagles all over the Savannah State Tigers.
Waisaki swings it to the right wing.
Sowers getting double teamed. We called him Cuss. We called him Sour Coach Sowers. King of the Hill, any King of the Hill fans out there? Nice, another one. Back-to-back threes in the Golden Eagles. What a bounce back. We made some adjustments. We called a meeting. And Shaq's got these guys rolling. Well, we got a timeout, a stop in the action. We were talking about supporting the channel. Don't forget to follow along on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. Of course, we were just talking about Patreon, where you can become a TV Sports Clubhouse member. Streamlabs as well. You can drop a little message on the screen, top left corner of the screen, if you drop something in our Streamlabs tip jar while we are streaming. And you can support the channel however you'd like, as just a little coffee purchase there over on Ko-Fi. And a big thank you to these following supporters of TV Sports 27. If you want to see your name up here as a mega fan or an ultra fan on Twitch streams or whatnot, you guys can become a TV Sports member at the Mega Fan, Ultra Fan level, and you'll proudly get your name displayed here. It'll go up on Twitch first, because you know we're way ahead of schedule, so you'll see your name on Twitch, but then, of course, when these episodes drop on YouTube, you'll see your name up there. Butler trying to get 9 points right there. Pass it. Oh my god, I hit the pass button so many times. Oh my god, they're not passing. That was supposed to be a pass. I'm literally hitting the pass button and they're not passing. That was wild right there. Nice rebound here by Butler. Butler might be getting more action here all of a sudden. Get him in the lineup. You can tell we love jacking up the threes. That's what Shaq likes. That's what Shaq wants to see, though. The battle in the paint, the fight in the paint. Get the shot in. Forget about it. Mendez. Oh, he's in a bad way. Had to go back out to Sowers. Blackgrove. They got some interesting names in this game. Like in NCAA 14, the last names are kind of basic. You know, Cox, Johnson, Anderson, Smith. But here, you get some different last names.
Has it out left. Stikes dishes to the baseline.
Nope, didn't want to shoot that. Okay, well, just go ahead. Blackgrove. No. Whew. Luckily, they don't hit shots as well as Sam Houston does. Oh, man, that was a wide open shot that Butler whiffed on. Sowers makes it. And we're back within 5 to the Savannah State Tigers.
We'll go with a different look out there. On the court. They're going with a zone D here. Looks like a little 1-3-1. Shoots from the post. Offensive board by
Boxler. Nice. I think that's an emphasis that Coach Shaq has been making too. Coach Shaquille O'Neal. He wants to see Boxler get in there, get some of those rebounds and get those putbacks, because that was Shaq's game. Look at that, O-Guns. The O-Guns. Isn't that a System of a Down song?
Gets it right wing. That last triple off the mark. You've just got
Savannah State, they're shooting about as well as we did against the Bearcats a game ago.
Corrals the miss inside. A 7-point spread.
Crimson Tide hitting the road for the first time. Take on Alabama up next. SEC team, always big business. I don't know if they're any good or not. I don't know how Alabama basketball was in 2007. But either way, it's going to be the largest environment that this team has played in. Obviously for Shaq, he's been there, done that before.
Left side. Passes to the perimeter.
But for these guys to go up against an SEC team,
Boxler.
It'll be interesting to see what they got, because we've seen the best, like right now, playing good, and we've seen the worst of the Sam Houston game. Nicely done there. Oh, bobble, come on. Come on, Carlson, dunk that home. Let's go. 26-17, Golden Eagles. We saw the overtime loss with Tennessee Martin. We got the big win over Alabama State. And we got the blowout loss to the Bearcats here, doing good against Savannah State. Alabama up next. We still got Auburn. And we have Florida State in your non-conference slate. Oh, man. See, that's what Shaq wants to see. He wants to see more of that. But Boxler could not get the shot to go. Three-point shot, no good. Yeah, Savannah State shooting is not the best here. Nice. Timeout called, 28-17. Golden Eagles, though, for the fans that came back after that rough appearance against Sam Houston. They're getting a show right now from the Golden Eagles.
The Tigers can cut it to single digits. Wysocki dumps it off.
Wachowski working his way up. Johnston
dishes to the right.
Back to Wachowski. Ducks. Another miss for the Tigers. Oh, Fanning. I wanted him to stay under the bucket. He was wide open under the bucket, and he left out.
No doubt he told him that if you find an open shot,
nice. Nice job by Fanning. Could not ask for a better response from the Southern Miss Golden Eagles after the Sam Houston State blowout here.
Wysocki shoots. Reels in the offensive rebound.
First half ticking down for the Tigers.
Shoots for three. Reeled in by Fisher, and that's his third rebound of the contest.
Oh, what a shot at the buzzer! What a three at the buzzer, and Shaq's got these guys rolling. Southern Miss, 34. Savannah State, 17. Let's see our Blue Chew player of the half. It's Devontae Stills, 4 of 7. Demetrius Stills. I wrote these names down. I should actually look at them. Demetrius Stills.
Thanks a lot, Bill. And that's our Power Bar Player of the Half. We're all set to begin the second half, so let's get back into it. Johnston inbounds it to start the second half.
Second half underway in Southern Miss.
Swings it to the wing. Sowers catches it. Top of the field. That last shot netted to the 3. Nice range. If the D doesn't bring a little more pressure, he could heat up from out there. Bonnie Bernstein has more as to what went on at halftime. Bonnie?
Well, at halftime, I talked with the head coach.
What Southern Miss logo do you guys like? Do you like this one, or they got that new one?
And he heaped all
Yeah, it's
kinds of
kind of a similar, but they modified it a little bit.
Such a great contribution from them, even though they don't play that often. So our guys are playing with a lot of enthusiasm.
Boxler, there we go.
And a lot of that's not coming from our starters.
Reed Green Coliseum, the Reed Green, Hattiesburg.
He's so good around the rim. Swing pass outside.
You guys want some Reed Green Coliseum history?
Puts it up. Missed it from the paint.
Wikipedia shows the Southern Miss uniforms as being brown and black. It's kind of crazy.
Has it on the inside.
Oh, Boxler loses it.
By Styles. Boxler hits right.
You know Shaq's been working with Boxler.
About 10 and a half minutes
Get some of that
left in the
stuff
second
down.
half. Sowers feeds it.
The Reed Green Coliseum, 8,000 seats, 8,095 seats in Hattiesburg. It's very hard to read this and play at the same time, especially in basketball.
That's another rebound for a team that's doing
Referred
a
to
good
as the
job on
Yurt.
boards.
Why do they call it the Yurt? Any Southern Miss people out there? Why do they call it the Yurt?
Dumps it off.
Maybe it'll say in this article here.
Puts it up. Not there on the 3 by Styles.
It opened in
He didn't have a lot of room out there,
1965.
and it kept him from getting comfortable on that shot.
The Reed Green.
Johnston has it outside. The air ball sailed out of bounds by Johnston.
The arena played host to the final show of the Rolling Thunder Review Tour of Bob Dylan. It's really not it's named for Reed Green. He attended the university and went on to serve as its coach and athletic director. Holy smokes, that was quite a throw.
Lead pass, left side. Fanning. Fire.
Fanning left wide open and just whiffs on it.
About 9.5 minutes left
Big
in the second
retribution, graduation ceremony. Not a whole lot of history. It's a very tiny Wikipedia page, but this Southern Miss,
That was exactly the case there.
you know, basketball program, I suppose, doesn't have the deepest legacy as far as postseason runs and things like that. And that's what Coach Shaq is here to try to do. Do what Coach Prime did for Jackson State, put them on the map, and maybe turn that into a high-profile job coming up here.
Savannah State has given up a lot of second chance baskets, and Bonnie's near their bench.
The head coach is
38-23. So our last two games that we brought you have been of the blowout fashion here. After some really tightly contested games with Tennessee Martin early on, which of course went to overtime, and the follow-up game with Alabama State, which was slightly closer even though it was a victory.
I'm not sure what went wrong there.
Definitely we're going to be scheduling Alabama State and Savannah State some more on the schedule. Get those wins, you know, knocked out. It's all about making that run, though, you know. Conference USA, conference time, conference tournament as well, but Savannah State, it's the difference. We look like a mess against Sam Houston, and we're running over Savannah State even though we couldn't follow up on that fast break right there.
Passes to the right. Wysocki. Onyekwu yanks down the offensive rebound. No dice on that last shot. Their rebounding has been terrific, Vernon. That's
Leaving Butler open, and he drains the three. And now it's the other way. Southern Miss with the 20-point lead.
Onyeku inbounds the ball. Swings it to the outside. Snatched inside by Styles. The Golden Eagles with a comfortable lead.
Butler, is he going to do it again? No. Oh, couldn't get the rebound either.
About 7.5 minutes.
Of course, as this one winds down, the Alabama game coming up next on TV Sports 27. You do not want to miss it. Southern Miss. What's going to happen when they step into the biggest environment this season? And knowing that they still have the 3 biggest conference games on the schedule, or big non-conference teams on the schedule, I should say. Alabama, Auburn, and Florida State still to come this season. Of course, Auburn, more recent years with Bruce Pearl as the coach, have been quite a bit better. Alabama even has gotten really good lately in basketball, but this is 07. This is back in the day, and Savannah State is going to break through.
The Golden Eagles will take a timeout on the floor.
43-27. I don't know how to switch players so they're not just jacking the ball down the court like that. Like, I'm hitting all the buttons to switch players, and then he just like rebounds and goes crazy. Waters.
With the shot. No good from
Decent
10 feet.
shot selection, but
Catches it.
I want to get an over 50% field goal percentage here. They're starting to make a little bit of a run now. They're only within 14. Is Savannah State.
Waters from 18 feet away.
Goodness me.
Snags it. He just didn't look comfortable on that shot, Vern, and you can see it in the result. Hands it off. Sowers feeds it to the outside.
Savannah State, they're 1 or 2 solid shots from dropping in, from being back within this game.
Tosses it up. No surprise there.
Nice rebound there, Boxler.
By Johnston. Not his shot. It's up to the coach to put the right people in the right places. It didn't happen there.
Nope.
Grabs it, and that's his 3rd rebound of the contest. Heavy pressure kept him from getting a good look. Tough miss. That last 14-footer, no good by Blackgrove. Butler catches it on the perimeter.
Should we try another 3 with Butler? What do you think Shaq thinks of all these 3s? Well, Butler nailed that one. I think Butler might get more playing time. He wasn't in the lineup a lot early on. And we're kind of letting, since we don't really know the roster, we're just kind of playing and letting the game dictate who is in, who's not. Butler, I'm liking Butler's stuff. No, oh, I was going to, here we go. Come on. Put it in anyway. 49-29. What a turnaround from Game 3 to Game 4 for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles.
Blackgrove lobs it to the left. Perimeter. Johnston hands it off. Skips it to the right side. Can't finish in the post. He's got a lot of heart to be out in the court with that injury. You've got to appreciate his toughness. Boxler. Passes to the outside. Fanning lets it go. Off the mark thanks to the tight D.
Blackgrove for 3. Nails it. Nicely done.
That's not their
Savannah
favorite
State
play to
here.
run, but they love it when it goes down.
Ooh. Trying to shove us out of bounds. Look at this. Look at this. They're doing press. They're pressing on us.
Left side.
Well, that's what happens, though. You play press and able to get right down the field. 51-32. Isn't it nice to be able... That's another thing in basketball, and in basketball purists may be watching this and hate me. As amongst my other rules in basketball that I would change, less foul calls. I want less fouls to be called. I want the rule where you spike it out of bounds and you get the ball back. I want less timeouts. I think there's way too many timeouts in basketball.
You have to be more physical.
Try it like football. Give them 3. Give them 3 each half, and that's it. Sub out on the fly, like they do in hockey, or in slam ball, whatever. sub on the fly, and you get 3 timeouts, and that's it. There are way too many timeouts in basketball, and it really slows down the game. But luckily, in video games, we can just get right back to the action. But I want to know your thoughts, basketball fan or non-basketball fan. I assume maybe you're a basketball fan if you're watching this. I'm in the middle right now. Growing up, the Suns were my team. I know they're good again, but they had that like a 12-year run where they were just awful. And the last couple years, I would say, especially now that there's been so much, like before, we didn't have like spring football, you know, there was arena football, but I had a lot more time, and now, especially, you know, they play so many games. And now that you have XFL, USFL, the merger league here, arena football, indoor football, you got slam ball, you got lacrosse making another run, the PLL. There's like all this other stuff to watch, plus hockey going on. Basketball, for me at least, is just kind of fallen down. And it was, I don't know, it's just the run, what kind of did it for me is, you know, the rules I kind of mentioned, the whole start, and maybe because I was watching the Suns and that Steve Nash era Suns team, where Roll Tide says, I love basketball, NBA, and college, but I agree there's too many timeouts, especially at the end of the game. Ruins the flow and rhythm of the game. Yes, I completely agree, and that's my stance on it too. Like, oh, I hate it. There are way too many timeouts. And that's why I kind of reduced the fouls here in this game, where you only have to get like a couple fouls to start hitting free throws, because the fouls at the end of the game and all that stuff. Yeah, too much start and stop. Slam ball is really fun to watch. I know it's not pure basketball, but the way they have the rules set up where you're constantly going and there's not a whole lot of start and stop is very nice. But yeah, it just, basketball got just, with all the sports going on, it kind of fell for me. And I know it's like the #2 sport in the U.S. behind football, but for me, after hockey and spring football and indoor football and slam ball, it's like and of course now there's wrestling on every single night, WWE, AEW. There was a Stardom pay-per-view tonight that I got to find time. Collision is on tonight. It's like, man. And then to try to sit down and watch basketball is like, whew. So it's definitely fallen. And I think, as I was saying, I kind of got used to the Steve Nash style of the Phoenix Suns offense. And then when that style of offense, when Steve Nash and all those guys kind of went away, Stoudemire and Nash and all them, that's where it really kind of got hard. And then the Suns went 10, 12 years of being terrible. And then the Hornets I liked, and they were awful and they've always been awful. I've never seen them win a playoff series as long as I've been a fan, whether the Bobcats or the Hornets. And then you just had 5 years of LeBron going to the championship every year, and it got to be like, well, am I going to sit down and watch 82 games knowing it's going to be LeBron in the finals and my team finishing in last place? So I just fell out of basketball. But here we are. We're giving it a whirl with this, tweaking the rules. But with that, Southern Miss dominating performance, answering back from the beatdown we got over Sam Houston State. We are now 2-2 on the year, and we got one more game coming your way. It is the biggest game so far this season, the Alabama Crimson Tide. And Greg Gumbel's Blue Chew play of the game was the three-point shot from Fanning deep. Dropped it in. Milton Fanning given the Blue Chew Award from Greg Gumbel. 42% percentage field goals. That's what I want to see. That's beautiful. So let's do this one. Coming up, TV Sports 27. It's going to be the Southern Miss Golden Eagles and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Big game for Coach Shaq.